Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back with a continuation of yesterday's. I saw it in Somerset Studio Magazine. So if you did not see yesterday's, it will be linked in the description box of this video. So you can go click on that and watch that maybe first, unless you just want to watch from now. It's fine, but you know, you might want to catch up. So anyways, I am using the May, June, July 2025 edition of the magazine. This is volume 29, issue 2. Okay, and we are on page 145. The inspiration artist is Cher Salvatore, and she has done kind of like altered, I don't know if you call them altered, but decorated notebooks. So taken already made notebooks and decorating the covers of them. And you can see she's done you know, flowers and fun things and purples and neutrals and all that kind of thing. I am doing Halloween, but of course you can see from what she's done, lots of variety. You do not have to do Halloween. That's just what I chose to do. So, yeah. And I am taking it a little bit further. That's why I'm doing an extended series kind of on this particular. I saw it in Somerset Studio Magazine, because I'm altering the notebook. So just like we did with the book, that little book we did, the grungy book, I am doing the same thing basically to this, just Halloween version. And this one is spoken for, so yeah, just wanted you guys to know what's happening. So, oh, I didn't do this with you. We did this yesterday. I did put a little more ink and stuff on it, and I'll probably continue to kind of play with it a little bit, because like that turned pink. It does that. It's from the digitals. So, but this back I did on my own, and then I did the inside, and then we'll do the front cover inside with you today. I know a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, you just did that with the altered book, and I did, but I might have people that didn't see me do that, and so I just want to make sure, because otherwise I do a video where this part's all done and somebody's like, how did you do that? So it's a lot easier for me to just show again. So if you don't want to see me do this part, fast forward and then you'll be right on it. So I hope you guys are well. The first thing I'm gonna do is just put down some book page, and I have a Halloween book that's like Dracula, Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde. I just got it on Amazon, but I thought it would be fun. You can cut words out of it or passages, or just use the pages like I'm going to do today. So yeah, just a fun little, and that's what I bought it for. I know a lot of people are like, how can you tear it apart? But I specifically bought it for that purpose. So I sort of feel like it's no different than any other paper, scrapbook paper that you would buy or whatever, if you know that's what you're going to use it for, right? So, but that's just my take. You can use whatever you like. You do you, boo. So yeah, hope you guys are well. I am. It is a sunshiny day. It did pour rain, so it's kind of been everything today. Had some wind this morning. So yeah, I don't know. The weather's all over the place. But what you gonna do, right? So we're going to just put some bits and pieces of this and that on here, and it doesn't really matter. It can be absolutely anything, because you're really not going to see a lot of it. So don't stress about what to put down or whatever. Just little scraps and pieces, because you might see some little bit through the ink and paint and whatever. There's just, you can kind of see words and whatever. And if you don't want to do that part, you don't have to do it. You can just use the paint and stuff, or just cover it with scrapbook paper. That also works, or digital or whatever. So I need to say hugs and blessings to Annette, Mr. and Mrs. Helms, I always say that wrong, Susan and Evelyn. Thank you guys so much for always watching. Thank you for your always kind comments. I really appreciate all of you so much. So I guess I will just use this side. and welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those of you who have been with me for a long time or a short time. This series will go, I can't decide. I'm putting it in I saw it in Somerset Studio Magazine, but I might also do like its own playlist as well, just so everybody can find it. I know it's a bummer when you try to look through a creator's list. You can find where they're in order, but that can be a little harder. So I do always try to do playlists like I mentioned last time, so do check out my playlists, because that is an easier way to, find more easier than me trying to tell you, or you hunting and hunting and hunting for it. So I know I have paint. I really did wash my hands. You wouldn't know though. I've got ink and paint and all the stuff all over me. What do I want on here? Some old, shoot, well, it's not old. I always say old because of the color of it, but it is not old. It was just gifted to me, or in a gift, I should say. So I like how this hangs off and this hangs off. So all I did is put a piece of tissue and left it hanging off. I know, novel, right? So yeah, I'm trying to figure out which side is more shiny, because there's always one side that's more shiny. Oh, that was not smart, Amy. I just put glue all over the whole thing. Well, we'll just put this one wherever. This is fun to put on because you can crinkle it like that, and then it'll just give texture wherever you put the gesso. So that's fun. So we'll get a different piece to hang off, and I'll try to remember not to glue the hang off part. Had fun with my son yesterday. It's just fun when he hangs out. He was doing some homework and stuff like that. I just love it when they come hang out. It's like old times. It has not been an easy adjustment for me with them never being here, which I'm sure you guys know because I yap about it all the time. So yeah, but we all get through, right? I think well, I just miss having them around, but the big thing I miss most is just like when they would come home from school or whatever, and the stories and stuff, that they always have something that's going on, or a story to tell, spilling the tea, whatever. He's driving the Volkswagen Bug now that our daughter was driving. And the other day, the door handle on the inside came off. And so he went and ordered a new one and replaced it. And it was just quite the ordeal. But it looks good. He did a good job. I'm trying to figure out where I want this. Maybe just kind of hanging off the corner. But that bug is 25 years old. 25 years old this year. So it is not new by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fabulous. It's a diesel, and it goes and goes, and you don't have to put gas in it all the time, and it's just much cheaper to drive, even though diesel's more expensive. So he loves it for delivering pizza because it's way cheaper. He was driving an old Ford Explorer, and that guzzles the gas. So that wasn't good. wasn't having fun with that. I don't know what happened to this gesso, but I'm a little irritated because I just opened it not that long ago and it was fine, and now it's just turned into the thickest stuff. It works, but yeah, I just don't know what happened to it, like what caused it to suddenly... I could see if I left the lid open or something, yeah, but I did not. You can see this is what I worked on last time. And these are just gift cards, you know, that are already used up. So that's all you got to do is just put whatever you want on there. And then you start taking your gesso. And I do like to leave like thicker bits and go this way and that way. It's almost like a plaster effect that you'll get. So yeah, I like to leave it a little thicker in some spots, a little less in others. I always forget about that old writing on those kind of things because it always ends up smearing or coming off. So this will take a little bit to dry, so I definitely will pause after I do this. That's the other reason I didn't want to do the whole thing with you guys, because you'd have been ready to scream by the time I got done. Because it is a layering process. I put stuff on and let it dry, and then I'm like, ooh, it needs more of whatever, you know. So just know that when you do your own, if you do this type of thing, it might take a bit to get the effect that you want. That's just the way it is. And I'm going all the way in the, I don't know, near the spine, whatever. It's pretty out there now. I wish it would have been that nice this morning. I didn't walk. I ended up putting on my weight vest and vacuuming and mopping the floor instead. I was like, well, you know, this exercise, especially wearing the weight vest. That was my workout this morning. I wasn't feeling it. So however you want to make some texture, it'll just grab the ink. So that will be good. Okay, I think I will let that dry. I'm going to put a little down here on the paper, this paper. And I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I did add a little ink with my dauber, that's all. So then what I do is take some, this is Vintage Photo. I just kind of run it across the top or wherever, you can put it wherever you want to do. Because you're just going to spritz it with water, and this is just plain water. And I did this, and I love this effect that it gets when it all spurts out, but then it, I don't know, kind of dissipates. So you don't notice it that much. Well, of course, and then I don't have patience, so then I keep adding stuff. And this is the walnut stain. And then I would let it dry and I would add some more. So yeah, it kind of is a process. I'll try to just do the little bit quicker version today on this because I can always add more later. But just to give you an idea of what I did. You let it run. You know, sometimes I even bang it on the table and that gives you more, you know, runs. I also on the back did a spritz. I try, it just puts so much sometimes that I don't want. And I'm not worrying about these because they're going to either probably get covered or something. So I'm not worried about this paper. But if you're doing this just to do the cover and not the whole thing, like you just want to do the two sides and then leave this all as writing paper, I would definitely cover this obviously before you tackle this portion. Put a little in there just to cover up that white in there. And this does curl and all kinds of stuff, but I was able to get the back straightened out and it's fine. You can dab some, you know, if you want. I want a little more white, but it's not coming off that well, but that's okay. Just gives you that speckly look. I just want it grungy and old looking and, you know, like that. So that's what I'm going for. But again, you do it the way you like to, or what you want to see. If you're not a fan of the grunge, you can just cover the inside with just paper. I think I said that before, but just want to make sure I'm hitting all these things so that people don't feel like this isn't the way you like it, so you know, you don't want to try it or whatever. Okay. So I think I'll just let that dry while we move on. And like I said, I may add stuff to it, but that's what you do. You just let it dry, come back and spray something else or whatever. However you like it, however grungy you like it. Okay, so I mentioned yesterday that I was going to take those envelopes, because I have a whole bunch of them, to hook onto this. And I have cut it down to 7, I believe it was 7, wasn't it? Yeah, 7 by, I think it was, oh, it's 4 3/4. That's what I cut it, 7 by 4 3/4 for this book. But obviously, if you're doing a different size book, you're going to use a different size. So I cut one side and then obviously the flap off the top, but the rest of the envelope is intact. A lot of it will probably get covered up, but so then I have my 1 page I tore, 8 pages I tore shorter in between, and 1 longer. These are going to get glued together to make our flap that this envelope will hook to. So hopefully, I hope I'm making all this understandable. And if you watched the last video where I did this tab style thing, hopefully you kind of get it already. But and the only reason you keep all these pages, because I do get asked that question inside of there, is because they act as, you know, a placekeeper. It helps keep your book together, because if you're trying to pick out all those little bits in there and you get them out, you're going to ruin the integrity of the book. It's just not going to stay together. The whole spine part will start to fall out. These are just sewn in with strings. So if you start pulling paper out, you're going to loosen up all the strings, and eventually the pages are just going to fall out. It won't work. So you've got to somehow keep the integrity of the book itself. And the best way to do that is to keep those little pages in between the other ones. And then see, this will just hook on to this part. And it doesn't go all the way to the very top, but I'm not that worried, because I'll be covering this again like I did in the last little tab book with other papers hanging out and whatnot, which in fact we'll just do that right now. Actually, I'll use some of this tissue that my sister did. It's don't know why I keep saying I apologize. From a jelly plate, she put, it's kind of her wipe off or whatever, the piece of paper that she used when she was doing jelly plate prints. So she gave them to me because she knew I would do something with it. And I am. Here we are. So I'm going to leave some of that hanging off the top, so I don't want any glue on that. Hopefully, if I can remember to do that. This will help strengthen things a little bit too. And yeah, it's going to be inside of the envelope, so I'll probably trim that part even. And I might do more over the top of the envelope, but because it doesn't go all the way to the top, I just want something up there. So what projects you guys got? Anything fun? I love hearing everybody's ideas and things they got going. When you put it on here, see, that will hang out the top. So we need to do the other side too, because you'll see it over there as well. It's all wet. A little bit wet still. I really just love having this stuff hanging out the top. Do it this way so there's a little more. Didn't need it to go as far as I did the last time. I wasn't thinking. A little more glue under here because I know I missed that. It's really just a matter of playing around with the paper. I mean, it's nothing to stress about. And like I said, if you're doing the more not grungy version, you can, you know, just do the envelope part or whatever. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this because this is the first one. But we'll get it. We'll get it. And I'm not going to worry about the length because a lot of these aren't going to be there, and the ones that are, you'll just see part of the page. I don't mind if their pages are different sizes. That doesn't bother me. So I'm going to just put glue. Actually, I can just kind of put it all along here. I do need some down in here though. So basically make sure it's kind of pushed up all the way, right? And try not to pull it too far because then you'll end up with crooked envelopes. And I'm sure I'll get a little bit of that. Just handmade things are not always going to be, well, hardly ever going to be perfect. It's just the way it is. Because humans aren't perfect. And this down here that's still got the striped paper, I'll just cover with some other paper. Okay, I think that's good. I'll take another piece of something fun and put it there. I'm not going to glue it onto the orange part. I'll glue it onto the envelope more so that you will be able to kind of crunch this and be able to see some of that orange. If you know what I mean. Yeah, that's right. Oh, and then I glued the whole thing. Telling you guys. I'm losing it. Kind of do it like this. This one I kind of want to get especially well because this is the beginning of the book where the you know, really white edge is there. So I kind of want to get that all. And I'll add paint again and do all that. I might. Okay, more gesso is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that is going to get covered with this, but we're going to do kind of a frame with the black so that you can kind of see a little bit of the black around there. And this is my Grungy Fall Flowers, I believe is what that one's called. Again, like always, I'll have all the kits I use in the description box below the video. So, you know, I apologize. It's hard to remember all the names of stuff. I do struggle with that. So I apologize. But it's probably easier anyway to go look in the description box because you'll get the link and everything that way. Whereas just listening to me yammer, then you have to try to remember and go find it in my Etsy shop. And if you click on the link, you'll just, bing, be there. It's much easier. So I'll do these tabs all different ways like I did in the last book. Like I said, I don't think that I'll be doing a whole lot of the split down the middle thing simply because that's not a very wide page this way. And I don't think that it'll, you know, work very well. I might do like a couple tags on a page or something, but we'll see. But I might do some of the things like I did where I had a piece that didn't go all the way to the bottom and then I hinged on another piece. That worked pretty good, and that does give you that same sort of interactive thing happening. Whatever that thing is. Yeah, we had a nice visit with my son. He's doing a summer school class he got offered by one of his professors to take, and so he's like, yeah. So he's still going to school and working. But one class is a lot easier than a full course load. See, already that's more interesting, right, than just lined pages. Not that there's anything wrong with lined pages, because you might just want one to write in. But if you want to do one, you know, make something fun, then I would recommend this kind of thing. Then we're going to take this from the Halloween old stuff and turn it into a pocket. And I just backed it with brown packing paper, as you can see. Oops. Just gives it some interest around the edge and strengthens it, because I just copied or printed it on printer paper. Always miss the corners. And that doesn't help, because then I come in and bang it all up with the ink. Ugh. My crazy hands, just doing whatever they want. I'll curl that a little bit. Again, that circular motion definitely helps give you that curled edge. Okay, that'll go in the corner. That'll be a little text spot. And I don't know what I'll put in there yet. I did not get that far. That's turning out cool over there. I like how that looks like a hole in there. So I'm still leaving a little bit of that black paper or envelope. Maybe. My goodness. It's a little bit hard because I got these paper clips. I need to tear more pages. Oh, I should probably go over that again, huh? Just in case. Because I didn't explain that super well yesterday. It was just sort of a touch on it thing. And I'll come back in with some gesso and hit the edges again. Or not again, I haven't hit them at all on here, but you know what I mean, like we did with the other book. But let's talk about the pages again. And then this, I will decorate more, glue that down. I don't know what I'm going to do here yet, because I might want to make a different kind of something there. But I did do the page like this, so I talked about how we did that one. So this one, I left one page. I again tore out the 8, little pages so that I keep my structure good. And I've left one blank page. So what'll happen is I'll cover this with like scrapbooking paper or whatever. Glue that down. And then this page I'll probably, cover too. That'll be a pocket. And then when you turn it, it'll be blank back here. So you could put writing paper or something that you want on there. So then we'll just talk about this again. I think I left my metal ruler, so I'll try to do it with my tear ruler. So I'm basically just choosing to leave to the red line, that red line there. That's what I'm saying, but it's about an inch, maybe a little more. It doesn't really matter. You can decide what size you want to do. And then in here, I try to get kind of as close as I can with the ruler where it'll still work. But I said 1/4 of an inch. That's fine. So, before I keep going, you can see I have lots of paper clips in here. I already counted all my pages and paper clipped them together just to make it easier. So I have the one page that I kept. So that's my one page. Now I'm going to tear out 8 So I've gone through and counted 10 pages, 10 pages, 10 pages, 10 pages, like that, and paper clipped them. So I'm going to tear out 8. Oh, it was 7. Maybe it was 7 pages. And then I have this big one left, so I'm going to tear it the wider, because these are tab pages. I'm doing these pages as tab pages that we're going to add other things to, like the first one. So then those will get glued together. That will be a page that will hook things to. So then let's do a different one of these. And then I will let you guys go. So maybe with this one, we could have a top loading page. So, or like a big top pocket is what I'm trying to say. So I think what I'll do is just, I'm using my lines on my paper. Maybe. It doesn't want us to do this because it's not flat with the paper clips. If you feel better about cutting it, cut it, and that's fine. I'm going to go to about there again. So this will be page 1. Now that wasn't the best job. So then I'm going to tear out 7 again. This will be my front page, and we'll do like a thumb notch, cover it with something nice. Thumb notch. That'll be where we tuck things behind there. So we need 8 pages again in here, or 7 pages again in here. Okay, is that 1 or 2? 1, okay. It's hard, you know, when you're counting them out. It doesn't always work out perfectly. So you can see that, you might be able to see right there that it looks a little bit weird. But we're going to add like this stuff and everything again. So I'm not worried about that. And that one's not even all that bad. But anyway, this will be a top loading pocket. So you can just keep going through and doing, you know, you can do more of the tab pages, or you could do all tab pages like I did in the little book that I just did. Don't even worry about doing these. I just thought it'd be fun to do something different. So, yeah, just keep going. But I do recommend counting all your pages out first and then just going through with your paper clips. And sometimes at the end, you might not have as many pages. Like I think this one has, instead of 10, I think it's 8 or 9. So you're just not going to tear as many in the middle, and that doesn't matter. That's totally fine. So it's just how it works out with the count of whatever the number of pages is. So I hope you guys give it a try. I hope that you like this idea. I mean, I think that's super fun. It's just a composition notebook. I mean, it doesn't get any cheaper or easier than that. And if you mess it up, throw it in the trash. Or just use it for grocery list or something. You know, it's not like a huge expense that you're out. Because I know sometimes we want to do those really cool old books and alter them, and then you mess it up and you get completely discouraged. Believe me, because I've done it. So I understand that's very discouraging, and it makes you not want to do it. But with something like this, you really can't hurt it. I mean, it's a composition notebook. And then what I'll do is, if I can see white anywhere, once, you know, I get this all taken apart, I'll do, you know, kind of like that, where I ink it or spritz it or something, just so that it's not obviously white paper in there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day and a fabulous weekend, and we will chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.